$4 billion. That's what men spent last year on testosterone boosters alone. But the answer whether any of it works is a bit more complicated than you might think, because some of these ingredients actually do work, but working and doing what you think it's doing are two completely different things. And that's exactly the problem. I went through every major ingredient in these products, the clinical trials, the human data, what I personally noticed myself while taking them, and what I found will change how you look at this entire industry, because most of what's in this bottle is actually raising the wrong number. But some ingredients, a few, do something very real. I'm going to show you which ones those are, by exactly how much, and why most men are completely wasting their money on everything else. But there's a bigger question beneath all of this. Why are men so desperate for testosterone in the first place? I did an entire video on this explaining why, what happened to you before you were born, what's in the food, water, the psychological programming. Go ahead and watch that one after this, because by the end of this video, you'll know which T boosters are legit and which ones are just expensive bullshit, and you'll never buy one of these the same way again. First, in order to understand any of this, you need to know something about your testosterone your doctor probably never told you. You see, when you go in and get your blood work ran and your doctor tells you your testosterone falls in a normal range, despite you feeling like garbage, he shrugs and starts looking at other alternatives. Here's why that happens. There's two numbers in this equation that actually matter. Total testosterone, which is the total amount that's circulating in your bloodstream, and then free testosterone. That's what your body can actually use, but most doctors only check the first one. Think of it like a paycheck. Total T is what's deposited in your account. Free T is what's left after you pay your taxes. Where it gets interesting is you can have a totally normal T reading and still be functionally low, because most of that testosterone is bound to a hormone called SHBG. So it's locked up and your body can't touch it. So when someone says their T levels are fine, but they're exhausted, they have no drive, have a really hard time putting on muscle, oftentimes it's because no one checked their free T or SHBG. And that's the number that actually explains how you feel. This matters for everything I'm about to show you, because some of these ingredients actually do raise total T. So it looks great on paper, but it means absolutely nothing if your SHBG goes up with it as well. Getting into the first tier on this list, we have our vitamins. These are going to be known as the foundational layer. There's three of them: vitamin D, magnesium, and zinc. Those are all commonly found in most testosterone boosters. One thing I'll say about these, they only work at increasing your testosterone if you were deficient in them in the first place. I'll add though that most American men are deficient in at least one, because we live, number one, a sedentary lifestyle, typically working indoors, not getting much sunlight, and we eat processed foods and also drink occasionally. So one or more of these is usually stripped. If you do supplement after getting a blood work knowing which one you're deficient in, I'll say you're not going to get any sort of dramatic result. You'll notice the magnesium first, which will give you deeper sleep. Inadvertently, by getting better quality sleep, you're also going to have higher testosterone levels. The vitamin D and the zinc, they take about 6 to 8 weeks, but again, you're not going to feel like superhuman. You're not going to put on 10 pounds of muscle on this. Results you'll typically expect to see about 10 to 20%, depending on how deficient you were in the first place. But if you're not deficient in any of these, I would save the $50. You're going to end up pissing all of it out. Your body can't do anything with extra nutrients it's already getting enough of. Now I'm going to address some of the supplements out there that might be removing some of the things that's holding your testosterone down, specifically cortisol and SHBG. First, we have ashwagandha. Ashwagandha directly attacks cortisol, and cortisol and testosterone have an inverse relationship. The higher your cortisol is, the lower your testosterone is, and vice versa. The KSM-66 extract, specifically 300 milligrams a day. Studies show a 10 to 22% increase in testosterone in men with elevated stress. Now I need to pause, because that number might sound significant. This industry loves to throw around numbers like that, making it seem like it's some crazy thing. For someone that's sitting at 400 nanograms per deciliter, a 20% increase takes you to 480. You're still below average, and you're not going to notice a dramatic physical transformation from that. What guys actually report is better sleep by week 3, less background anxiety by week 4, and then libido starting to return by around week 6. Again, only in men with elevated levels of stress. Then we have boron, which attacks SHBG directly, the protein that's locking up all of your free testosterone. At 10 milligrams a day, studies show an increase in free testosterone by up to 28%, and SHBG meaningfully reduced in about 7 days. Again, 28% on paper sounds incredible, but in actuality, what guys report is a subtle increase in energy and drive. It's not like a lightning bolt, it's more like someone turned the volume up a couple notches. If you're tracking blood work, you'll see the number move, but if you're going based on how you feel, a lot of the reported symptoms are easy to miss because it's not super dramatic. It's cheap, unsexy, and there's no real marketing budget behind boron. It's exactly why it works and no one's talking about it. The next group of ingredients are what's known as amplifiers. They aren't addressing deficiencies or things that could be suppressing your testosterone. They just claim to boost it. And I want to be straight with you before we get into these. This is where most of the industry starts to get dishonest. Those before and after photos of guys claiming to put on 20 pounds of muscle from a supplement stack, that's not what's happening here. What we're talking about is incremental optimization. It's real, but it's modest. Anyone selling you anything stronger than that over the counter is straight up lying to you. The three we have on this list are Tongkat, Shilajit, and Fenugreek. Tongkat is the most legitimate headliner in this category at 300 to 400 milligrams a day standardized extract. Cheap, underdose versions are essentially water on this, so don't try getting a bargain on this one. It works by further reducing SHBG and increasing testosterone production through the luteinizing hormone pathway. Studies show about a 15 to 37% increase in free testosterone. Here's what you actually feel. Libido returning in about a couple of weeks is what's most reported on forums online. Most guys describe it like feeling like themselves again as opposed to feeling anything superhuman. If you're expecting to feel like you're on something, you're going to be disappointed. If you're expecting to feel less like you've been running on empty, you might be surprised. Next, we have Shilajit. There's 2 decent human studies out there that show an increase in up to 20% free testosterone over the course of 90 days. You'll feel the energy benefit more than anything hormonal. Most guys can't isolate it as a standalone effect. Next, we have Fenugreek, specifically the Testofen extract. There's been some modest free T improvements in most studies at around 12%. But the libido benefit is more consistent than the testosterone data. The honest answer is the evidence is mixed and the effect size is pretty small. If it's already in a product you're taking, fine, but don't build a stack around it expecting to feel anything. An honorary mention here is ZMA. That's zinc, magnesium, and B6 together. We mentioned zinc and magnesium earlier on this list, but when you add B6 in together, it does something special. It actually reduces prolactin. Prolactin directly competes with testosterone, and most guys have never had their levels checked. So this stack handles it while you sleep. The key is take it 30 minutes before bed every single night. Will you feel this specifically? Probably not in isolation, but removing prolactin as a suppressor while your sleep quality improves from the magnesium is going to have a compounding effect on your testosterone production that's hard to replicate any other way. The whole point of this step is that it'll work quietly in the background, but not in any way that it will announce itself. Before we go any further, I need to hit you with a reality check. You just heard me say 22% from Ashwagandha, 28% from Boron, and 37% from Tongkat LE, and I know what your brain just did. It started adding all those numbers up together. Here's the thing, most of these ingredients work on overlapping pathways, and you don't just get to stack the numbers. Think of a car with 4 flat tires. Fixing all 4 doesn't make the car go any faster. It just makes it run the way it was supposed to. The honest ceiling for a perfect stack executed over 90 days is probably a 20 to 30% increase in free testosterone, not per ingredient. For a guy, that might look like going from 350 to 420. You might sleep better, feel a bit more motivated, notice your drive starting to come back, but you are not doubling your testosterone and you are not becoming a whole different person. Anyone selling you more than that in a bottle is lying to you, and now you know enough to recognize it. Now here's what to throw away in the trash entirely. First one on the list is Tribulus. It sat for 30 years on the shelves and had consistent findings across multiple human studies. They found no meaningful testosterone increase. Zero. The company still leading with this as their main ingredient are just hoping and praying that you don't actually read the studies. If you're watching this, skip it. Next, we've got D-Aspartic acid. It shows a short spike of about a 40% increase in testosterone in the first couple of weeks. Sounds incredible, but then your body detects it and produces an enzyme specifically to break it down. And by week 4, you're back to exactly where you started. Every long-term study confirms this. It's just a dead ingredient that's purely being kept alive by marketing budgets. Last, we have Fadogia Agrestis. Now, Joe Rogan mentioned this on a podcast, and then every company added this to their supplement stack overnight. But there's not a single human clinical trial that's done on this supplement. Everything's been tested on rodents. And in this study, the higher doses of this showed testicular toxicity. No one knows what the equivalent human dose looks like for this because there's never been a study done on it. And buying this ingredient means you're signing up to be a part of that clinical trial. I would stay away from it. Now, with everything I've just outlined above, some of it genuinely works. But here's the truth. If you've done everything on this list and you're still not where you want to be, there's a reason for that. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong. Do you remember the beginning of this video where I mentioned the microplastics, the chemicals in the food and the water, the chronic stress, the sleep deprivation? Those things don't just lower your testosterone. They can actually damage the signaling pathway between your brain and your testes at a foundational level. Your diet can be perfect. Your sleep can be dialed in. Your stress can be managed. But your brain still might not be sending the right signal to tell your body to produce testosterone the way that it should. Supplements can't fix that. They weren't designed to do so. This is where most guys get stuck. They do everything on this list, still feel like garbage, and then just conclude that's who they are now. It's not. There is a tier above all of these that most guys don't know exists. I'll add it does require doctor supervision and a prescription, but you can do all of these without having to do a single testosterone injection. First we have on the list is Enclomiphene. Most guys have never heard of this one, but it's probably one of the most underused tools in men's health right now. You see, your brain is constantly monitoring your estrogen levels, and when it detects that it's too high, it sends a signal to your body to ease off the gas, which slows down the signal to produce testosterone because your body thinks everything is in balance. Enclomiphene blocks that sensor. Your body thinks your estrogen at low, so it goes in panic mode and then cranks that signal back up. Your LH rises, your FSH rises, and your testes get the message to start producing testosterone the way that it's supposed to. Your body's doing all of the work. Your natural system stays intact, your fertility is preserved, and you don't need any injections. You're not replacing your testosterone, you're just forcing your body to make more of its own. Now, going into what most guys feel within about 4 to 6 weeks, most men notice real changes in clarity, energy, and drive. Studies show 50 to 100% increases in testosterone in deficient men, and we've even seen numbers as high as 150 to 200% on Enclomiphene, depending on why your body wasn't signaling to your testes to make its own testosterone. There is a trade-off though, because blocked estrogen receptors can actually build up estrogen in your bloodstream, which can cause mood swings and emotional sensitivity in a couple of weeks. However, with proper guidance from a doctor, it's very easy to manage these symptoms. Most guys can do it with a supplement called DIM, and in more extreme cases, things like anastrozole. The next on this list we have is HCG, or human chorionic gonadotropin, and this is one of those that most men never knew existed before they made the decision to get on something like TRT. But the way it works is your pituitary gland is supposed to send a hormone called LH to stimulate testosterone production in the testes. What HCG does is it mimics that hormone directly. Where Enclomiphene works at the brain level, HCG skips that entirely and goes straight to the testes. For some men, one works better than the other. It depends entirely on where in the chain the hormone disruption is happening. Again, like Enclomiphene, most guys notice their energy returning, libido, strength and muscle gains in the gym. Nothing super dramatic like steroids or even testosterone, but it is definitely more significant than any of the supplements we mentioned on this list. The same caveat applies. The root cause determines your response. But I will say, for most guys in their late 20s, 30s, and 40s, they don't have a problem with their testes. They have a problem with the signaling from the brain to the testes. So both of these usually help course correct. And none of this should be taken as medical advice. Just because you heard me say good things about Enclomiphene and about HCG does not mean you should absolutely talk to your physician, a licensed one, about these products and if it's the right choice for you. Before any of this, I would get a full panel blood work done. One that tests your total T, your free T, your LH, your FSH, your estrogen, your SHBG, and your prolactin. That's the map. Without any of it, you're just guessing at a problem you haven't identified yet. I've linked the spot below where you can get a full panel blood work and a conversation with licensed medical providers to see if these are the right choice for you. But if you've made it this far in the video, you already think about this differently than 90% of most men. This channel is brand new, but my mission has always remained the same. I want to help be a part of rebuilding the modern man. I built a men's health clinic from the ground up, and I live this stuff every single day. And everything I learn along the way, I'm bringing here. If that's something you want more of, like and subscribe. It genuinely helps me a ton at the stage we're in right now with our channel. There's a lot more coming, and this is only the beginning.